You can call her the Irish Lass Kicker. You can call her the Man. You can call her Becky Two Belts, but now you can call her Grand Slam Becks. We got all that and a little lanyard for you coming up on this live stream edition of the Orderly Podcast. Let's go.
So what does it mean to be a raging Cajun? Southwest Louisiana, wreck your face, man. Still don't get it in, I'ma let you know. All you gotta do is come and join the show.
Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to the highest tier pod, your weekly unfiltered wrestling and entertainment. Welcome to the Orderly Podcast. We're free and available wherever you get your podcasts, and we're on YouTube. Of course, I'm 1/3 of the hostly trio. I'm Marcus, and this is Freddie. Y'all know him. How you doing? Oh, hold on. Hang on. Sorry. My bad. You were on mute, buddy. I forgot to unmute you. How you doing today, by the way?
I'm good, man. I'm
good. Good. No, I'm not good. You see, I got an unexpected phone call saying, hey, can we come watch the game at your house? We don't have smart TVs and we don't have Prime. And I'm like, shit. And I can't say no. So I'm like, yeah. I was like, I'm going old school tonight. First time probably since the beginning of 2022. I'm doing a show on a laptop, just this only. My actual equipment's in the front room. You'd be seeing people in the background moving around, probably throwing shit at my TV and whatnot. And it's for two teams they don't give a shit about. They just want to watch football. It's for fantasy reasons only. So I'm in my bedroom. My Wi-Fi's probably gonna be like shit back here because I got my doors closed. But it's just me and Freddie again tonight. Dylan taking some time off, and Jordan. I know Jordan just had his surgery the other
Yeah.
day, so he's healing up. He'll be back next week though. So get well soon, Jordan. I know he'll be tuning in. He'll probably be commenting below. We already got our first comment of the day. What's up, Justin from the End Time Wrestling Podcast tuning in. So I'm gonna have to think of a plan, like starting in October with what I'm gonna do with these Thursday issues if they keep coming every week, and I gotta do it like this for fucking football season. I gotta think of something. Like I don't know. I got a couple of weeks to think about that. But let's just get down to it. So I know what we could talk about first. We'll talk about our new topic that I said if it happens, I'm gonna talk about it. But I guess it impacted everybody that we made it our main topic of the night. We're talking about the man Becky Lynch becoming finally a Grand Slam champion. She went to NXT this past Tuesday night, took on Tiffany Stratton in the main event, and I knew it was coming. Like it was obvious she was going to win the championship, and she did. And some people were not happy about it, but I guarantee you, I think about 80% of us were excited. I was happy that she won because that was the only title holding from her for being a Grand Slam champion. But then there were people like, oh, she should have won it a long time ago before she got called up. You're right about that, but I get why they didn't do it. They were trying to push the horsewomen to get called up when they started that women's revolution back in 2015. There were times she should have won, but they've like overdid Charlotte and like Sasha Banks at the time when they were the champs, even Bayley too. So
yeah, she was like she was basically the lower tier of the four horsewomen.
You'd say the lowest tier? I figured they would say Bayley was the lowest tier because she was the last one to get called up to the main roster out of the four. They did 3 of the 4 at the same time, and they had to leave one behind to keep the women's division going, and they pulled straws, I guess, and they were like, well, Bayley's our weakest link. We're going to keep her on the NXT roster while these 3 go have a kick-ass triple threat at WrestleMania and have multiple women's titles down the road. But just think, what if she did win the title before she got called up? You think she would have stayed behind, or you think she would have still got called up, or even if all 4 would have got called up?
I think she would have got called up eventually because I guess when Becky got on the main roster, she didn't connect quickly with them. Her gimmick was kind of weird. She came out, she had like the goggles. It was kind of like a cosplay video game type deal with her. So she really didn't connect with the crowd the first like year or 6, like let's say 6 to 8 months. And then, you saw the persona switching up a little bit, and obviously the turn on Charlotte that kicked everything off. But I mean, her not getting the belt when she was in NXT, they had, like I said, they had Charlotte, Sasha. I don't think it was a big deal her not getting the belt when she was in NXT.
Yeah, and she became she was the 6th Grand Slam champion total if you combine the Raw, the SmackDown, the women's tag titles, and of course the NXT Women's Championship. But Bayley, I think Bayley's the only. No, Bayley is one. Yeah, so it's
Bayley won. Yeah,
horsewomen. It's all 4 horsewomen plus Asuka. There's one more. Is it Alexa Bliss?
No. Who from NXT? You mean?
Well, there's only 6 women that have been Grand Slam champions that won all 3 women's titles plus the tag titles. I'm trying to think.
I don't think Alexa Bliss ever won.
It wasn't
NXT.
Alexa.
I could be wrong. I don't think she won NXT title. I could be wrong.
No, she didn't. It was Charlotte, Sasha, Bayley, Becky, Asuka, and there's one more. I cannot think off the top of my head.
Baszler? Has Baszler been – Baszler's won the NXT belt, but she hasn't won a main title belt yet, right?
No, she hadn't won the main title yet.
Okay.
She just won the NXT women's title, and she won the tag titles. Justin gave it some time and is still not a fan. Becky winning the title, fully developed stars, should not be taken away from the supposed developing brand. Oh, thank you, Justin. The other one is Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley. There you go. Okay. How the hell do we forget that?
Well, we could say Rhea is like the mega Grand Slam champion if you count the NXT UK Women's title.
Right.
So,
I don't think. Honestly, I think this helped Tiffany Stratton more than it does Becky. I think it elevated Stratton more. Okay, Becky got the NXT title, but I think a lot of people are talking about Tiffany Stratton, how she kept up with Becky. She put on a hell of a performance against Becky. And I think this only helps her. Tiffany Stratton's only been wrestling for how long? 2 years? 3 years? So I mean, it ain't like it's she's been on the indies for like 10, 15 years. I mean, it didn't hurt Tiffany Stratton. I hate people on the social saying she got buried. That's bullshit, dude. It elevated her. It elevates you. I don't think it hurt Tiffany Stratton at all.
Dylan just commented, Becky winning was the wrong choice. Can't build stars if the main roster talents take all the belts. I mean, I guess it's just something to fill the void because, that was all she had left. I mean, I wouldn't even care if she only held it till No Mercy and she lost it back. It's just to put her on that pedestal as like, oh, I'm a Grand Slam champion and make her a first ballot Hall of Famer down the road because Becky basically did it all. I think that she did it all. She won a Royal Rumble. She main evented WrestleMania. She was the first woman, one of the first 3 women to main event, and won the unification match. Well, Becky 2 belts. The only thing she hasn't done yet was win Money in the Bank.
And honestly, I'm gonna be in my opinion. I don't think Tiffany Stratton's in NXT is going to be in NXT much longer. I believe she's going to be called up sooner than later at this point.
Yeah. He also said, no, but don't get me wrong, the match was awesome, but nobody but Becky benefited from this. I mean, that's basically what it was all about. It's just get her that championship so she could be a Grand Slam and just take another thing off the list because, basically all she got left is a Money in the Bank briefcase to win. And if you want to throw Queen of the Ring or Queen's Crown down the road, I mean, she already won everything else. But let's see how – if you had to take a guess, how long you think this reign's going to last? I think it could last till No Mercy if she loses it.
I mean, it could. Do I see her dropping it back to Stratton? I mean, maybe, but like I said, I don't think Tiffany Stratton's going to be in NXT that much longer. I don't see it.
You think the Barbie doll's going to get called up?
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I think she is. I think she's primed for the main roster. Her gimmick is primed for the main roster.
I don't know if this is the woman I'm thinking of. I remember scrolling through Twitter the other day, and there was one particular female wrestler. After Becky won the title, they were like, book it now. And I think they're talking about Ivy Nile. They want a Becky-Ivy Nile feud.
I'm not sure.
It's her. I think it was her. I mean, it would be cool to see. But, well, I want to keep this on the women's side. I mean, so this next topic we're going to relates to another topic we'll just immediately jump to after. But a little spoiler alert on one of the topics. So of course you heard the news back on Monday that Vince McMahon's he technically, it's like so mixed up. Like, yeah, we know he's no longer in full control. He was selling the company to Endeavor. We're going to talk all about that. But supposedly, Triple H was in control of everything. But there were times where Vince would show up and just flip the script, and then he's running the show again. And we thought he'd go away forever. Well, the last time he did that was at WrestleMania, the night after WrestleMania. Remember, one of the worst Raws of the year.
Yeah.
Worst Raw after Mania I ever saw. Well, we got word that after September 11th, it was going to be Vince McMahon's last time ever, running a show ever. And so that meant, he's going to run Raw on 9/11. Horrible Raw, I thought. And you would think if they didn't even do anything for Vince, no appreciation. He didn't even come out and say a final goodbye because he's guilty. But if you're going to go out, of a company your family started 4 generations and you're You bought it back in '82, and you've done all these years, and now you're handing it to Endeavor, and you got Triple H running control and everything. I would want to leave with a fucking bang. Like, I would do something groundbreaking that never would anyone would expect. Like, that could talk about for years and years to come. But what did Vince McMahon do as a final? He did this as a middle finger, like, fuck you guys, I'm out. He brings back Nia Jax. That's the best Vince McMahon can do as his final time running Raw.
I mean, were we really? I mean, she really came back at the Rumble. It was just a matter of time before she was back either on Raw or SmackDown. I thought that was kind of known when she came back at the Rumble. It's kind of like, yeah, she's going to be back, just don't know when.
Well, I think we were all stunned at the Rumble because first off, they had a botch where her music hit like not even before the countdown ended.
Yeah,
and I didn't even hear. I remember she was the last. I think she was the 30th entrant. Like I was there.
She was number 30. That's right, she was.
We didn't even get to count down to 30. Like, but 15 seconds they played the music in the Titan, and we're like, what the fuck? We didn't hear the buzzer, and everybody's like stunned. But that was kind of a one-off. But then I was like, she ain't. Thank God. I hope she don't come back. Well, she's back. Vince brought her back. She cost us Raquel the Women's World Championship. And then on top of that, she attacks Rhea Ripley. So I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know if we're getting a Nia Raquel feud next, or are they going to do a triple threat for the championship? Or if
I see a triple threat.
Or if she goes one-on-one with Rhea on her own. Whatever's going to happen at Fastlane, book it right. But
they said they have her slated as the number 2 heel now behind Ripley. So you would think her first match would probably be with Gonzalez, I would assume. And then that would lead to probably her and Rhea maybe at Survivor Series. Maybe. I don't know.
Like I gave her a chance. Like in NXT, when she was in NXT, when you're in NXT, you're in a different breed. Like you're good at NXT, but it's like when you go to the main roster, you kind of slumped. Well, at one point, At one point, I kind of gave it a chance. I wanted her to be like this type of heel character, but it's like once she turned babyface, I was not a fan of it.
Yeah, that was the whole bullying thing when she fought Alexa Bliss, right, at Mania?
Yeah, I hated that feud so much, but I was like, they're doing what they can to put the belt on Nia, which I thought she deserved it, but they kind of shit the bed on her. That makes me say she's a fucking shitty wrestler. She sucks. And I still didn't forgive her for what she did to Becky Lynch, ruining a once-in-a-lifetime moment, having a Becky Ronda one-on-one match that we didn't get at Survivor Series because of Nia. We didn't get it at WrestleMania because you had to throw Charlotte in there. Now we're never going to get it because Ronda Rousey sucks too, and sucks so bad that we had to get her out of here. And she's gone, and she ain't coming back, so we're not getting that feud.
Yeah.
But hey, if maybe she got better. We'll see what happens. I mean,
we'll see. We'll give it a week. I mean, she just came back. I mean, I'll give it a month.
If she can win the title from Rhea, I'll give her another chance, but I don't see Rhea losing it probably till WrestleMania.
Yeah, I have thoughts on who could take it from her from WrestleMania.
Not Becky.
No, it's in your itinerary.
Shannon Baszler?
No. It's in your itinerary. We're gonna talk about her in a second, probably.
Oh shit! I know who you're talking about. That Dylan said Nia is Rhea's biggest threat since she started. Okay, so if Dylan's going to comment, I'm glad he's here because our next topic, I really wasn't paying attention to SmackDown last Friday. I had a long night playing after having our football game that we won. It was a blowout, but it was a 3-hour blowout. Something happened on SmackDown where Judgment Day had some work done with the Bloodline with Solo Sikoa. Supposedly they teamed up together. I don't know if this leads to something going down the road. Like maybe we could see a little crossover of the Bloodline and the Judgment Day working together.
It is weird because they are courting Jay to join, and now they're helping the Bloodline on SmackDown. It's unless this is going to be the Bloodline and Judgment Day working against Jay. That's what I think. That's the end goal here. What we're going to get. And then I'm assuming this is leading to, Survivor Series. I don't. They haven't said anything about War Games yet, but if it is a War Games or if it is a traditional, I can see Solo, Jimmy, Priest, Dom,
and Finn.
Those 5
against
versus
Jay, Cody, KO, Sammy, and Seth.
Yes. Somewhere else, Seth, whoever else, yeah.
Yeah,
I
haven't seen nothing advertised about War Games because trust me, if we were getting War Games, they would have advertised it back in like July or something.
Right.
But we're about 2 months away from Survivor Series, so I think the War Games thing was a one-off. If that's the case, if you're not going to do War Games at Survivor Series, give it back to NXT. They'll do it, make us happy.
Exactly. And they that was a really good War Games for Survivor Series last year. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, the Bloodline versus the Brawling Brutes.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome.
And Kevin Owens. Yeah, it was, but it wasn't my favorite War Games of all that WWE or NXT ever produced. My favorite one was the Undisputed Era one.
They've been in 2, 3, right? They were in 3 War Games. Was it?
They've been in 3.
3. Yeah, they've been in 3. They won the very first one, or no? Right?
They won the first one when it was 3-on-3 when it was them versus Sanity versus AOP and Roderick Strong. Got you.
Okay.
And then there was a year. It was the year Survivor Series was in LA. It was oh shit. It's sad I gotta pull it up because I can't even fucking remember. But I said my favorite War Games match. It was the one that they lost, where they took on Pete Dunne, Ricochet, and the War Raiders. That was when
Ricochet and Pete Dunne won because they were both champion, right? Ricochet was the North American, and Pete Dunne was the UK champion, right? NXT UK champion at that time.
Yeah. That was the one. That was my favorite one. Now, the one they did the following year where they had Kevin Owens, Dijakovic, Keith Lee, and Ciampa against them, that was another good one. But
that was a good one. Actually, that whole Survivor Series was good. Even the night after was good.
Yeah. Even though I hated when they did the shows with no fans, even the 2020 War Games was good where it was Pat McAfee and the Pat McAfee boys against the Undisputed Era.
Yeah, I mean, even the most recent one they did, the last one, the old NXT versus the new NXT, that was good too. That wasn't bad.
Yeah. It was the 2.0 versus the originals. That one was good. That was where I got to see Tony D for the first time, and I was like a big fan of him. That one was like, it was like Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Tony D'Angelo, and was it Grayson Waller?
Waller, yep.
Yep, versus Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, and 2 more people.
Yeah, and NXT 2.0 ended up winning, yeah.
Yeah, I pulled for 2.0 in that one. Just said Judgment Day being a part just feels like another thing they pulled out of their asses to try and make the falling apart Bloodline story feel more interesting when all is random as hell. Yeah. I mean, we'll see, because like I said, if you were to bring War Games back, you wouldn't need the Bloodline in it. I mean, if you're doing 4-on-4, you got your 4 guys. You got Finn, Dominic, Damian, and JD to take on KO, Sammy, Cody, and either with Jay or with Seth Rollins. It probably would be Jay.
Jay has to be in any type of thing they do at this point. If it's going to be a multi-man, he has to be a part of it.
So next up was what our original main topic was supposed to be. For the last year and a half, we have been begging for this. There was one year we thought we were going to get it, but we did not get it. Then there was another time we wanted it, but they were like, no, he's hurt. We're going to put him against this guy because it's a first, but we're finally going to get it. The name says it all, WrestleDream, because it's a dream match. October 1st in Daniel Bryan's home state, Seattle, Washington. I see it being the main event. Daniel Bryan or Daniel Bryan, same guy, Bryan Danielson
Same
versus
person.
Zack Sabre Jr. Give me a hell yeah.
No, hell yeah. I think this is Bryan Danielson's last big match. I mean, we saw the report come out that he's winding down.
Yeah,
Probably will be done
he's
full time.
retiring.
Yeah, he'll be done full time after this year. He's probably going to go out without winning the AEW championship at this point. I think that's a foregone conclusion. But him doing matches like this will probably be a special attraction now. After he winds down, and this is the type of match he's going to do, like the Forbidden Doors, the all-ins, stuff like that. But you won't see him on TV. Be more of a backstage role. But this is going to be probably one of his last big matches he's going to have.
Is he having neck issues again? Is that why he's calling it and retiring?
I think it's more of he's kind of done. Well, remember when he was in WWE, he was saying when he came back, before he left Dakota, he was also saying that he was winding down as it is. I just think he's kind of done. I think considering his indies, ROH, he was there. I mean, he's put what 20 years, 25-year wrestling career probably at this point. And with obviously the neck issue, he was out for how many years?
About a year and a half.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. So, I mean, at this point, he's kind of he's faced everybody there is to face.
Mm-hmm.
Main evented WrestleMania twice. I mean, what are you going to do?
Not to mention, I don't even think he won a championship in AEW that I can remember.
I don't remember him having any championship.
No.
And I don't think he gets one. That's just my opinion. I don't think he needs it.
You don't need it. But if this is a farewell for him, let it close out because it's in Seattle. He's from Aberdeen, Washington, the home of Nirvana. It's not that far from Seattle. And that kind of explains why he's been coming out to the final countdown, meaning his time's fixing to come. I mean, I love this song. He better come out to it for this match. He better come out to it. I want to hear the Seattle crowd scream. It's the final countdown.
I said this will be his last big match, and it'll be in front of his hometown people.
Yep. Yeah, but some tells me with AEW, if you're fighting in your home state or your hometown or even your home country, you will win. Just like another match they're adding, something tells me Swerve is going to beat Hangman because Swerve is also from Washington.
I believe it.
And they're building him up so good to be this super duper heel he already is. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This could be better than Ospreay Omega, and I'm just overreacting right now.
It'll probably. I mean, we haven't seen a full card yet, right? We're assuming there's going to be. I mean, this card is kind of like a Forbidden Door card a little bit. Something of sorts.
If you see any championships get defended, you'll see like the international title get defended.
Right. So So let's say MJF doesn't defend the title, which he probably won't. This should main event the event.
Exactly. This will be one of them shows where if MJF does defend the title, he could defend it against somebody from New Japan because it's a crossover show again. He could kick off the show again like he did with Forbidden Door. Or
they'll probably put him in a tag team match again. Him and Adam Cole versus somebody.
Yeah, for the Ring of Honor World Tag. Yeah,
exactly.
They could face the Kingdom. There you go.
Yeah, they could.
Book it, Tony Khan.
Because honestly, I don't think. I know he's probably shooting ahead. Grand Slam. I don't think MJF's going to have the belt come this WrestleDream.
You don't think? You don't think he's going to keep it all the way to his contract's up?
No.
Damn, he might have already predicted that, and we ain't even got to Grand Slam yet. But I know Justin's still in here. Justin, what do you think? Better Than You, Bay versus the Kingdom at WrestleDream for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles? Comment below. Dylan, same with you, but man, yeah, I can't. You don't even have to put the IWGP TV title on the line. Just let them wrestle.
Yeah, let them wrestle.
Great amateur style.
This match should main event that event, especially because it's in Seattle. Like, it's just perfect. You have to let this match main event.
I gotta tune into New Japan somehow. I gotta see how Zack Sabre Jr. cuts promos about his match with Bryan because we ain't gonna see him on AEW television until like 2 weeks before the event. Same thing they did with like Will Ospreay when he wrestled Jericho and everything. So speaking of Ospreay, is it true that he got 81,000 tattooed on his arm when they're saying that? That's what I read on the internet.
He also uploaded a video today on the socials, but deleted it. Basically saying, AEW lied to me. They say it's against the law, I believe, in England to falsify how many people are in a place at the same time. And he put it. He was on the socials today. He said his mom got mad at him because he got a tattoo. He had to beg her to do it, and he put 81,000. And obviously, there wasn't 81,000 people there.
Now they're saying, according to the little deal you walk across, the turnstiles is 72,000. But they're doing like WWE did WrestleMania 32. They're counting employees and workers and talent and backstage crew members and all that shit. That don't count. How big was this tattoo? Please tell me it wasn't like big across his neck or something. Or
no, it's here. It's pretty big on the back of his arm, right here. It's a circle with the event, the date.
Goddamn, Will Ospreay.
Wimbledon, and it says, and all the circle, it has it underneath, and it says 81K. 80, the exact amount that Tony Khan said is on there.
Oh my God! What the fuck, Will Ospreay? You are dumb as a rock. Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of you, buddy, but you're not clever.
If you go on my Twitter later, I actually reposted and commented. You see the video of him talking about it. He was pissed.
Okay. he obviously got tattoo ideas from Cody Rhodes, obviously. But look, if you're gonna get a tattoo you're talking to a guy that has over 20 tattoos on his body. If you're gonna get something, especially if it involves numbers or quotes or saying, you better do your research hard before you fuck up like you just did. By the way, Justin says it's a nice twist. I'd have Joe beat MJF just off Joe's awesome work alone, and then okay. Yeah. Because I've got coordinates tatted on me. I wanted to make sure it was the right. And I have typed the coordinates in over 20 different apps, GPSs, other ways to find directions and whatnot, and to make sure it was 100% correct and not a false than what you would see on either Google or Wikipedia. And I was right for all four of them.
Yeah. Like at the end of the day, 72,000 is still great for a wrestling show. I'm not going to shit on that. But Ospreay has to be up on game. That number was not right at all. Just going back and rewatching the event, there was no way there was 81,000 people there. You could just look at it and see it. In seats, that is.
It didn't even look like 80,000 either. Like all the extra space they had to walk.
But hey, now it's on his body for life.
Well, it doesn't look that big. I thought it was massive. It says it shows the coordinates. Oh, it's the coordinates where Wembley is. But then I'm looking where it says 81,000, but the picture looks blurry.
It says 81 something, 81 300, whatever the heck the number.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see it. Someone posted it and made an edit of it, but okay, I see it now. I mean, it's cool how he did the coordinates. I guess that's the date, like with the Roman numerals around it.
Yeah.
That's cool. I would do something like that, minus putting in it. That's like me. That would be me do some dumb shit like that. Oh, I was there November 5th, 2022, when LSU beat Alabama in freaking overtime and Brian Kelly's first year. I'm going to assume the attendance was 102,500. I'm going to go get that tatted on me because I'm fucking stupid. Well, I'm going to go put someone's logo on my neck too while I'm at it. I'm just being sarcastic because, golly, I know Will Ospreay talks like he's in special ed, but shit, he's good in the fucking ring. But God, you gotta have common sense, man.
He should have common sense that.
Yeah, well, you can give me some common sense on this deal. So we knew about how long ago was it when Vince McMahon? It was a 2022 when Vince McMahon saying that he was leave, like he was retired from WWE. Triple H was in full control of creative and everything. Well, somehow he comes back with the freaking mustache. What Dylan said, he looked like somebody from the Addams Family or a different character, or he looked like somebody. And he would emergently pop up. Well, the deal got finalized with that company that also does work with USC. That was Endeavor. Now we got this company called Endeavor. Now we got something called TKO.
Yeah, TKO Holdings is WWE and UFC together. So Endeavor is the owner of both of them, but WWE and UFC combined is called TKO. Those two entities are called TKO Holdings.
So with this partnership and this duo together, I guess we're gonna see like Brock Lesnar hop back and forth. He can go back and fight in the octagon 1 month, and another month he's gonna come back in the squared circle. Same thing with Ronda Rousey.
From what I read, I haven't read of any crossover like, which that's probably gonna happen. But what I heard is more like, they're gonna having like joint premium live events on the same nights. Or like giving discounts to people with bundle packages if WWE and UFC hold back-to-back events on different nights. Instead of a person having to buy ticket for each ticket price, they can do a bundle. They can go to both. So it's something like that. It's going to be a lot of that type of deal. I know WWE with this going with the TKO Holdings. I know. Fox is now out of the running for SmackDown now.
Yeah, there's rumors about possibly Prime Video is going to have SmackDown or Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. No. I think Amazon Prime would probably be the best bet.
Well, fuck yeah, it'd be the best. WWE would so be G-rated if they move. Oh god, if WWE had SmackDown, the women would come out dressed like they're in fucking Saudi Arabia.
And honestly, I just think that Disney talk in there is to just boost up prices. Because Disney's offloading so much shit that I don't think they want to get in bed with any new, like, they're trying to offload ESPN. They're trying to offload a bunch of fucking shit that they have on there so they could sell to Apple. So I think that Disney rumor is just to boost up prices for other streaming networks to try to get in on SmackDown.
Well, they got that bundle deal, like, oh, if you subscribe to us, you get ESPN Plus and Hulu and like something else. Like they always have that like bundle package.
Yeah, but they're trying to offload those assets so they could be more appealing, so they could sell to Apple, because Apple doesn't want ESPN. They're trying to offload ESPN. They don't want ESPN on Disney anymore.
I don't know. I mean, well, why don't you just create a fucking app where you can watch all, instead of having to pay a bundle or just pay double of what you're paying to buy and watch on pay-per-view and shit. Why don't you be able to watch both, like the deal WWE's got with Peacock? Like, why don't they have something where you can watch WWE and UFC on that app?
And I think that once that Peacock deal is done too, I think we'll see the network go back to being either just the network itself, the app, or we'll see something created from Endeavor, maybe like a TKO streaming service where you get both UFC and you get WWE, so you don't have to like it just be that one app. You just get everything there.
Yeah, and then people are already freaking out. They're like, oh, Dave Meltzer's such a fucking liar because we thought Vince was gone forever, but now Vince has a role in TKO now. That doesn't mean he's going to run Raw and SmackDown. Triple H is still in charge of talent relation and control of the show.
He's just on the board of directors. That's it. That's all it's going to be. Him and Dana White on the boards, but he was never going to be fully out of WWE. I don't know why people keep.
Well, until he goes to prison.
Yeah. Or if he, God forbid something happens to him and he ultimately passes away. I mean, but that's going to be, until that either one of those things happen, he's going to be in and about WWE in some sort. Whether if it's not creative, it's something else.
I still think it's hilarious. Like, not one McMahon got acknowledged for their last night, and not was given a thank you or nothing, because everybody's like, "Fuck Vince, I want him out."
Yeah, it is kind of crazy that, when we always thought, I don't know if you thought, my mindset was, it was going to be Shane or Stephanie that was always going to, take over WWE. I thought it was Shane for a while. Obviously, he left, but then I always thought Stephanie would be the one to kind of, take over the WWE and then be the new owner. But you know what? It is kind of funny that I don't know if you ever heard this story, but back in the early '90s, late '90s, 2000s, that Shane McMahon wanted to buy UFC, and have like something to do with WWE at the time, which was WWF, and Vince told him no, that it was a shit product. Nobody knew about it. It was too violent. And fast forward 25, 30 years later, and look.
Yeah. Now, they said that back in '82, Vince bought it for $5 million, and Endeavor just bought it for like, what was it, $5.7 billion or something like that?
$9 billion.
$9 billion.
$9 billion. Yeah. Yep.
That's a lot. Yeah. It's definitely way more than AEW. I wonder how much Tony Khan you think would sell AEW for? I'll sell it for $10 million.
if you believe Dave Meltzer, and if you believe this random guy at Forbes who did an evaluation of AEW just after 4 years, he says AEW is worth $2 to $4 billion, which I highly doubt.
I can believe it if it was $2 million or $4 million, not billion.
He said he evaluated at $2 to $4 billion. That's worth
bullshit. That is bullshit. It only been around 4 years. You ain't been around a decade enough to go into the billion category. I don't care if you own an NFL team and your dad owns a Premier League team or whatever team he owns, like the Jags. He owns a Premier League soccer club, and then he owns like another different league team and shit.
Yeah.
Like a cricket team or a racquetball team. I don't know.
Which if you heard his interview a couple of weeks ago, I saw snippets of it on Twitter, the X. He still hasn't paid back the investing money that they gave to him to start AEW, which is $100 million.
Oh, he's gonna go at this.
So, he dropped. I'm solo, guys. I'm Marcus now. Let's wait a little bit till he comes back on. Something happened. There he goes.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Like I said, freaking room is bad luck. Like, I'm listening to you talk, and we cut off.
It took me into your name. I was like, I'm Marcus now, guys.
Well, it didn't end. Thank God it didn't end. Like, God, like I said, I have to get my shit together if I'm gonna have people over every fucking Thursday night, because I can't be in this room. My freaking router is in my front room, where I'm only like not even 10 feet away from it. That's why that fast one, like when we did SAT Sports last night, my shit was rolling.
Yeah, it was rolling. Yeah.
Room, and my shit is like half-ass. I thought this was going to be the best. I wasn't planning it to be the best episode ever. I was hoping to be decent enough because we don't have everybody here. But I'm probably going to knock some viewership down with that. Like, I don't know what just happened. Like, I was just listening to it and it just fucking cut off.
It's fine. It didn't. Trust me, it wasn't that long, dude. We're good.
Okay. Well, you were talking about like he owed $100 million. I'm like, oh, he can go to his dad to get that money.
Yeah, I believe there was $100 million investment from I don't know, a company or somebody, but he still hasn't paid that back yet.
He's gonna ask his daddy for it. He's gonna have to it for whatever. So, okay, don't get your hopes up what I'm about to say on this next one. So, the internet kind of just broke today about one particular female wrestler who made a return in AEW. I didn't even know about because I don't watch Collision, but we kind of have gotten a spoiler of what the outcome is going to be for Rampage, because all the talk is that Jade Cargill is out of AEW. She wants to go to WWE, but then you got the wrestling liberals that are already making links and making articles and writing blogs saying Jade Cargill is signing with WWE. You don't know if that's official yet. She wants to go to WWE, but it's not financially motivated yet. They might be working a deal, like maybe she's going to go have a meeting with Triple H down the road and whoever else, and if they can work something out, then maybe, just maybe, she could debut like it, let's say the Royal Rumble, because they just announced earlier this week that the Royal Rumble is going to be in Tampa, Florida. It's going to be the first time since the pandemic era they're having a premier live event in the state of Florida. But this time, This time, not in a Thunderdome Tropicana field. They're going to have an actual crowd of, what is it, 30 or 40,000 people that can sit in
Yeah.
that old ass fucking ballpark.
And it's a dome. It's inside, which is good.
Well, they wanted to do a Rumble in Florida. They wanted to do it in Orlando at Camping World, but
At Camping World, yeah.
I don't know how cold it gets in Orlando.
Nah. In January, it doesn't get that cold at all. They could have did it here with no issue.
Well, I mean, I get they want to keep the tradition going, doing it in ballparks or dome football stadiums. I mean, I'm waiting for them down the road to go do it in Dallas at Globe Life Field so I can say, hey, I actually did something in this ballpark besides sneak in the freaking ballpark through the gift shop when they were closed to go get a shot of the ball field, even though I hate the team with a passion. But so that's my predict here. If Jade Cargill does sign with WWE, I see her making her debut at the Royal Rumble.
So from what I read, obviously the news broke, I think, at 2 a.m. Fightful, I don't know, fucking broke that shit when everybody was sleeping. But from what I heard, she came back. They rushed her back. And then when people saw that she was versus Statlander on Rampage, they kind of put two and two together, like, why isn't this at Grand Slam or why isn't this at WrestleDream? It's weird that they're just putting this on a throwaway Rampage. It didn't make any sense. So apparently, the dirt sheets, whatever you want to call them, they said a new deal was never offered to her to come back after her contract expired from AEW. They didn't offer her a new deal. So apparently her contract ends Friday and she can appear on Monday Night Raw on Monday if she wants to. That's how there's no so my opinion, this was going to happen. She's probably going to sign with WWE. She'll go to the Performance Center, whatever she's going to do there. She's not going to go to NXT. I don't know if that's not happening.
You might as well go to what brand though? Or SmackDown.
Yeah, she's going straight to the main roster. If it was me, I would put her with Bobby Lashley and her business. I would put her there, and I would wait to put her in the ring, like get physical, have her on an on-screen camera while she is doing some training. Maybe have her just beat up a few people, like kind of muscle, but don't put her in a match until whatever. If there's a pay-per-view before Rumble, I know Survivor Series. I believe there's a pay-per-view in between Survivor Series and Rumble, right?
Not anymore.
Or is it?
Not anymore.
Okay, but you have her you have her do something, but don't put her don't put her in the ring just yet. Like have her just on there and just have her chill with her business and be an on-screen character, and then maybe, who fucking knows? Maybe she wins the Royal Rumble. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know about winning the Royal. I don't even remember who I had to predict to win the Women's Royal Rumble.
Because honestly, Marcus, if you think about it, right? What woman would you have? Everybody who has already won. We're gonna have a fucking.
What about Shayna Baszler?
No, she's so down right now.
What about Bayley?
Her too. Their stocks are kind of. Depending on the route they go. Like, let's say if they want to go. The rumor now is you're going to have Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. That's now. Shit could change. But Jade and Bianca is pretty big. If you want to go that route, you can.
I think I said Shayna to win the Women's Rumble. My men's pick is okay. I have a story about it. I didn't even tweet about it yet. Let me just see what I say about Jade Cargill real quick. When she first came, okay, I've always shit talked her for a while. I never shit talked her physique. She actually looks amazing. What's up, Tino? Tino's time tuning in. I always thought she was fit. She looks great. She's freaking jacked up. I love the different hair. I mean, she's physically attractive in many different ways, but she's not ugly or nothing like that.
No, she's really not.
She just sucks in the ring and she can't cut a promo worth of shit.
But guess what?
That's more of that bitch show. What the fuck?
That's more of an indictment on AEW though than it is her. They don't really have anybody. I mean, they don't know how to build new stars in AEW. That's just a fact. Love AEW or hate them, they can't build their own stars in AEW. It hasn't happened yet. So I don't put all the blame on her. They gave her a TBS title and they gave her shit opponents to wrestle every single week. Her longest match was like 3 minutes. I mean, there's not much better you can get when they're just making you squash people. They gave her the Goldberg treatment, basically.
Mm-hmm. I hated that. Like she was a female Goldberg. She had like
that's exactly what they did.
But if I'm correct of what the turnout's going to be, then Chris Statlander will be the only woman to ever beat Jade Cargill, plus more than once. Because something tells me if she's leaving, then yes, Chris Statlander is going to retain the title at Rampage tomorrow night against Jade Cargill, and this is her last match, and she's out.
Yeah, I mean they already taped the Rampage on Wednesday, so.
Yeah. Well, I saw down the road where they announced like AEW is going to Montreal. I think in like November, December. They're going to tape Collision on a Tuesday night.
Oh boy.
I don't know why though, but yeah, just think, hey, if she does appear at the Rumble, that's cool. Hey, they did it. If they'd have did it in Orlando, they could have did it here.
They could have. But you know what else, Marcus? Would it be? It wouldn't be bad to have her come out at Survivor Series in front of Chicago, where AEW has ran that place to the ground with her there. If any fans are going to know and watch AEW and know who she is right away off the bat, get the biggest pop,
What's
the biggest
her
reaction.
name what is her name going to be, though? She ain't going to go.
I would assume Jade. Yeah, I would think Jade. I would think if she is going to WWE, I believe she'll have some say in what's gonna. And I think she can, because remember AEW doesn't own anybody's name or trademark. They don't own anybody's stuff.
Yeah,
so she can leave and just go right back.
She could take that name over there. Yeah.
Yeah, she could take her name.
But I would not be surprised. Thank God Vince don't run it. You know, Vince would have gave her a whole different
right.
name. She could be just Jade.
Right, and that's why with Triple H there, I don't think they change anything about her.
I mean, if she gets to keep the name, I'll be happy about that. I just can't call her just Jade, because when I think it's just Jade, I think of the fighter from Mortal Kombat. That she
right. I think they keep her. I think they keep her the exact same.
Jade, I agree.
Yeah,
just kind of. That would be some shit if she debuted in WWE the same way she did in AEW, just interrupt Cody Rhodes again, and then here comes fucking Brandy. Who told you it was open mic night, bitch? Because we didn't get to have the match we wanted because Brandy was pregnant, and Cody. I don't remember who Cody teamed up with Red Velvet that night against Shaq and Jade Cargill.
Shaq and Jade Cargill, yeah.
I'm coming for you, Cody. Make a free throw first.
Listen,
Shaq.
You have her debut at Survivor Series in Chicago. Those fans, they watch AEW a lot more than probably any other city or state. She'll get the biggest reaction and the biggest pop she can get.
Mm-hmm. It's just gonna be weird with her having a different theme song. I'm so used to the one she had in AEW with the guitar playing, and that's
but you know what though, Marcus? AEW doesn't have a department that makes people's music. They offshoot all their music to other people, so they don't own the rights. I don't think to anybody's music either.
Well, hey, there you go, Triple H. Get that too. I mean, you have the total package if you sign her. She's
the total package. She's a WWE carbon makeout of what they like. She's it.
Well, I thought I was going to come on here and say negative shit about her, but that's maybe the only time I've ever been talking positive about her. Let's say she signs with WWE. Give me 5 women you want to see her feud with right off the bat.
Oh yeah, Rhea, Charlotte, Bianca, Bayley, and I would go Io.
I like all that. I will also add in there Becky Lynch. I will also add in there Asuka. I'll add Raquel Rodriguez too.
I mean, shit. Now that Nia's there too. Fuck.
Nia Jax. Add Nia Jax, and I'm gonna add one more. God, what's one more? Can't say Sasha because she's not over there. Shayna Baszler. There you go.
Yeah, dude. WWE's women's division is if she goes there, they're loaded.
She's got plenty to play with if she comes in
Yeah,
because
they're
WWE's
loaded.
women division is top shelf compared to AEW. They don't know how to use their women right. And she can easily main event a WWE Premier Live event within 6 months.
Easily, 100%. I agree.
Just don't give her the Goldberg treatment. Like, if you're going to give her an undefeated streak, let it last at least a month or two. Don't go a whole
you know what it is, though? I think if they do give her, she'll be beating talent that are known, though. Like, let's say she beats up on a Dakota Kai or beats up on a fucking
Valhalla or whatever the fuck her name is.
Yeah, like these are known women, may not top tier women, but these are known women.
Go beat Shotzi in 2 minutes.
When she was beating people in AEW, Marcus, you were watching it. Nobody knew who the hell these girls were. They were taking them off the street and just putting them in the ring with her.
Her jobber matches took as long as me to go take a piss and wash my hands, and by the time I'm out the bathroom, the match is over.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
I think, except her Premier Live event matches, that's probably the only matches she had where that actually were decent enough, like at least like 8-10 minute mark.
And honestly, I think what I'm most excited about that WWE does better than anybody else, video package for her and the way they're going to present her. Her presentation is going to be off the fucking hook. Whenever she comes out to, she's going to come out to some crazy. Her presentation is going to be awesome.
Does she be a babyface off the bat, or do you rather her be a heel if she came?
Depending on what they do with her, I don't. Depending on how she debuts, I don't know how they debuted her. I don't know. There are a lot of heels on Raw, a lot of big body heels like Rhea and Nia. I don't think you put her as a heel in there automatically, because then you have 3 monster girls with physiques who are heels. And then you have SmackDown that got most of the baby faces. So if you put her on Raw, I think she's a baby face. If you put her on SmackDown, I think she's a heel. You put her with the Hurt Business.
If you put her with the Hurt Business, I could see her going to SmackDown. I mean, she would probably go to Raw, but something tells me she'd be suitable for SmackDown. But
yeah, I think she's tailor-made for SmackDown.
But the brand extension don't fucking mean shit right now. You got Judgment Day hopping on both shows. I don't care if Finn and Damian are the tag champs. You got Dipshit and Rhea hopping on both shows, plus NXT. You got Cody hopping on both shows.
Yeah.
You got LA Knight going on, which there's nothing wrong with LA Knight going on both shows. LA Knight can do what the fuck he wants. It's like Seth is staying on Raw because he's world champion. Roman's staying on. Well, Roman don't fucking go anywhere, but you get my drift. Yeah, lately you would see Solo hop on both shows, but Solo's kind of been solo to SmackDown. You see, I said his name there, but I don't know. I mean, this whole brand extension thing's fucking pointless. And
yeah, I think the allure will probably to put her on SmackDown. I think that'd be a safe bet. She could be a killer heel on there because they don't have a killer heel on SmackDown. It would be Charlotte, but on Charlotte they have her as a babyface for some reason, which is so stupid.
Yeah, maybe she's not champion right now. Well, I wanted to add this as a bonus because, as after tonight, this will be my last live stream for the month because I'm taking the next 2 weeks off because next Thursday, not only do we have a football game on a Thursday night next week. We're also welcoming in a new member of the family. So Uncle Dirty here is going to have another nephew or niece coming in the family next week. So I will be at the hospital most of the day, seeing the baby for the first time, and then hauling ass with the team to go hopefully stay undefeated. And then the following week, I'm going back home to my alma mater because it's my 15-year high school reunion, and I'm a class officer.
I have my 20-year. I have my 20-year next year.
I have my 15-year this year. I'm a class officer, and I have to plan this shit. So as soon as I get off work Thursday, I'm going home for the weekend. Reunite with classmates, get shit-faced drunk, make dumb decisions. But yeah, next 2 live streams I will not be on. So if you would like to take my place next Thursday with Dylan and Jordan, floor's yours.
Yeah, I'm game. Let me know. Yeah, I'll jump on. Of course, I'll hop in.
You can hop. Hey, y'all could. I don't know what Dylan and them would want to talk about. Maybe the PWI 500 list that just dropped today. I mean,
we could.
But I know, and then I know the last week of the month, they're probably going to do a prediction for WrestleDream, which I won't be a part of, but I will send my picks for it. I thought we were going to have to do our picks for Fastlane. I know that's the following week, but then they're also going to do picks for No Mercy. So I'm going to have to send my picks for No Mercy and WrestleDream. But I was like, you know what? I like this episode of Dynamite. It's the third straight year. I don't know why they don't just do a pay-per-view of it. But then again, it'd be the same place every fucking year, like Double or Nothing or All Out. But we got the return of Grand Slam that's happening in New York City at Arthur Ashe Stadium. But let me ask you this. I've asked somebody this last year. If you're calling it Grand Slam, why don't you do it in a baseball stadium? Why are you doing it in a tennis stadium?
Well, because if you win the 3 major tennis events, it's called the Grand Slam.
Okay, so
that's why they're doing it at Arthur Ashe Stadium, yeah.
I don't watch tennis, so I didn't know that.
I believe that's why if you win that event, it's a Grand Slam event. So that's why they're calling it the Grand Slam at Arthur Ashe.
Hey, just think, AEW would have the nerve to host something like that. Let's say like at Yankee Stadium, they're gonna say, "Oh, the attendance is 70,000," and somebody's gonna get it tatted, and it's gonna say, "Oh, it was only 40,000 there."
I don't know if you've been looking at those attendance, but they usually sell about 20,000 there or Arthur Ashe, something like that for those events. They weren't even at 10 yet.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens next week because supposedly the attendance has not been good, or they like to lie at Wembley, and supposedly they said Dynamite last night in Cincinnati was horrible. Somebody actually posted a shot of the crowd during the middle of the show, and they want to say, "Oh, it's because CM Punk got." Nobody fucking gives a shit about CM Punk. That ain't why they didn't sell out the arena. They can't. It's the ticket revenue. They need to go back to smaller arenas. You're in an arena, which I don't even know what that arena's for. That's the same arena WWE goes to when they go to Cincinnati. Why don't you go back to the University of Cincinnati again? Like, you actually sold that building out. The capacity is like 2,500 or 3,000 people. Go back to that. Like, no, they're doing that again in Houston. Well, I'm not going to the show anymore, but they're not going to UH anymore. They're going to a new arena that got built in the suburbs of Houston. It's the Expo Center, Fort Bend Expo Center. The capacity supposedly is like 5,000 or 6,000. It's a lot more than the Fertitta Center, but let's see if they actually sell it out. But I won't be there. But yeah, I don't know if they're going to get 20,000 this time. Yeah, your first year you got about 20,000. Last year, I think they were close to 20. You'd be lucky if you get 15,000 this year.
Yeah, they're definitely tearing off. It looks like it's I don't know. I mean, and you could tell. I don't know if you noticed this when you watch it on TV. The times I've watched the last couple of weeks, just a little bit. When you're talking on the mic, you can hear the difference from when you have a full stadium to when you have not so many people in there. The mic echoes differently through the arena when you don't have a lot of people in the stands like that. It sounds different. That's how you can tell it's not that many people there. You could just tell.
Mm-hmm. Well, this card actually isn't that bad, and they always give us a good card every time they host Grand Slam at Arthur Ashe. So we're going to predict this card. There's only 6 matches. I'm also going to reveal Dylan and Jordan's picks also. So 6 matches. There will be 4 championships on the line. So first up, we get a tag team match. Christian Cage and Luchasaurus versus Darby Allin and Sting.
Luchasaurus and Christian. Because they lost at All In. So I think they win that.
Jordan and Dylan both picked Darby and Sting. You know what? I'm going to go with Christian Cage and Luchasaurus.
Yeah. Yep.
We even that up there. All right. Then we get for the AEW International Championship, Jon Moxley versus Rey Fenix.
Jon Moxley. They're not taking the belt off him anytime soon.
That's a sweep across the board because Dylan, Jordan, and I also have Moxley.
There's no way.
All right. Something tells me this match could kick off the show. We get a winner-take-all. Claudio Castagnoli versus Eddie Kingston, and it's for the Ring of Honor World Championship and the Strong Openweight Championship.
Now, there's one part of me that's saying that Cesaro has to win. But there's another part saying that Eddie Kingston's going to win. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Eddie Kingston wins.
Okay. Jordan has Claudio retaining the World Ring of Honor World title, but winning the Strong Openweight title. Remember, it's winner take all, so the winner is walking out with 2 belts.
Yeah, with 2 belts. Yeah.
Jordan got Claudio retaining the world title and winning the Strong Openweight. Dylan is picking Eddie to keep the Strong Openweight and win the Ring of Honor World Championship. And I just want this to be over with. I'm not a big Eddie Kingston guy. I just don't give a shit for him.
Yeah, I'm not. I was cool when he first came in, but I'm soured on it. I mean, even Claudio too. I'm like, fuck.
But let's get it over with. I got Eddie. It's in New York. He's gonna be a hometown boy. He's probably gonna come out in a Yankees jersey or something, or Knicks jersey, whatever. He's gonna win the Ring of Honor World Championship finally, and he'll
probably come out in a Rogers jersey.
And Aaron, oh jeez,
he might.
We already talked about that last night. But
we did talk about that yesterday.
Too bad the Acclaim wasn't on the card. Unless they're gonna be like on the Rampage Grand Slam, they can make a rap about Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, they're not defending the titles on the card.
They're not on this card unless they compete on Rampage.
What the heck? That's crazy.
I wonder if they're doing a Collision Grand Slam too, but I don't know. All I saw was Dynamite and Rampage at Arthur Ashe. All I have is the card for the Dynamite show, not Rampage.
That's crazy that they wouldn't be on that. They wouldn't be on that Grand Slam, defending the trios titles. I don't get it.
Something tells me if they do defend it, it's going to probably be on night 2. I only have the night 1 card because no one's going to watch night 2.
Yeah, nobody's watching that shit.
Because I only watch SmackDown when I come home from the ball games. It's almost midnight when I turn on SmackDown after I watch the 10 o'clock news and get our highlights and shit. So, okay, so we get Chris Jericho versus Sammy Guevara. Was this just a one-off? Did Tony Khan just get fucked up on cocaine and is like, I want to put 2 friends at it, or they really have beef? I didn't get to listen to the promo because we were recording SAT Sports last night, but I saw they had like a furious face-off, and I'm like, oh, did they really not like each other? Or this is just
it's weird because 2 weeks ago they went at each other for Chris Jericho losing. They had a tag team match last week. They were friends. Now they came out as friends this week again. Cool, but then have a back and forth beef promo. I'm confused. I don't know.
Okay.
But I mean, prediction, I'm gonna go Sammy. Fuck it, I guess.
All right. Jordan picked Jericho to beat Sammy. Dylan picked Sammy Guevara, and I'm going with Sammy too.
Yeah, I'm going Sammy. Yeah.
This Sammy needs this. And I love Sammy Guevara. I follow him on Snapchat. He actually opens my stuff, but he never replies. I found him a long time ago. Like, he used to post all his shit on his vlog, but I don't watch his vlog anymore. I don't even watch Being the Elite anymore after that freaking shit. It's just too much to watch on YouTube these days.
Yeah, it should be too long. 30, 40 minutes. I'm good.
All right, AEW Women's World Championship. We get 2 members of a faction. We got Saraya versus Toni Storm, or the Marilyn Monroe of AEW, whatever you want to call her.
I hate Saraya as champ. I mean,
yeah.
I fucking
you and me both. Yep.
That is the worst decision they did, because she's limited in the ring as it is without a neck injury. Now she's even more limited. She's not doing shit. She did debut at Grand Slam last year. You know what? I'm just gonna go Saray because I don't know if they're gonna, unless they hot potato this belt again and put it back on Toni Storm. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I hate Saraya so bad, but I just don't think they're gonna take the belt off her, to be honest.
Well, I don't hate her. She can make a killer porn. And when I met her in person,
she does good.
When I met her in person at Access, she's a very attractive woman, and she smells really good.
Dude, when she was in WWE, she would be at this bar downtown Orlando that I would frequently visit. It's like a dive bar called Sly Fox. And she'll be there just drunk every single time I was there, making an ass.
I love the woman. I don't like the wrestler. The wrestler sucks.
So she was
autograph right here.
Yeah, she was definitely a wild person over here in Orlando.
Yeah, I apologize. All this shit right here was signed by Jimmy Hart. He put
Nice.
Jimmy Hart, Mouth of the South, HOF. No, 2005 HOF. He was inducted in the Hall of Fame that year, and I was able to get pages right there. I had a couple. I didn't have this with me whenever I met Matt Cardona or Zack Ryder in the Elimination Chamber, or met the Lucha Dragons, or played 2K22 against Jason Jordan. I didn't have this with me at the time. I just saw these right when I was going meet Jimmy Hart, and then I just grabbed it. And then the last person I met that day was Paige of Saraya, and I got her to sign it in the corner. Like, when you see our picture we took together, I'm like so close to her because she smelled so good. My face was almost smashed against hers. You looked like we were fixing to take a selfie, but I didn't take a selfie. They had a photographer that had my phone and he took it. But man, she's so fucking hot in person. It's so sweet and attractive. But I'm sorry, but you suck as a wrestler. But you're an amazing, outgoing woman.
Yeah, she fucking sucks. Yeah.
Girl. But Dylan's picking Saraya to retain. Jordan's picking her to retain, and unfortunately, I will pick Saraya to retain.
I mean, I don't know if they're gonna put it right back on Tony Storm right away. I mean, they could. AEW, they could. They hot potato that title like it's nothing. So,
and the main event, we get. I called it. We're getting MJF versus Samoa Joe for the AEW World Championship. Not wait until WrestleDream. We're getting it at Grand Slam in New York.
Samoa Joe's gonna win.
So Samoa Joe's gonna have 2 titles next.
Yeah, Samoa Joe's gonna win.
You think? Well, how? You think he's just gonna beat him on his own, or do you see Roderick Strong or the Kingdom getting involved, or maybe even Adam Cole trying to help?
It's possible. It could be a schmoz type deal, and maybe Adam Cole accidentally costs him the belt. It could go that way, but Joe, I feel like Joe's primed to get that belt now. MJF is not a good champ. He doesn't actually need the belt to be good MJF. Doesn't need the title to be MJF. And I feel like the title, for him to be a tag team title and a world champion, I mean, come on at this point. Like, it's run its course already with him as the champion.
Dylan and Jordan all picked MJF to retain, and I'm still believe that he's going to keep it till his contract expires. So I got MJF retaining also.
Okay. So you have him going all the way into 24 with it.
Yep.
The end of next year.
Yep. Who he drops it to, I have no idea. That gives me plenty. I got a few more months to see who can take it away from him. I doubt it'll be Adam Cole. It could be, I don't know, it could be somebody else. I don't know who, though.
Joe would be the right person to do it.
Joe is a good nominee. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't even know who I said before at the time.
Like, if not Joe, then who? Like, who else could be a real threat other than Joe? I mean, if you look on the roster, like people that AEW actually uses, like, they don't really use anybody who would be an actual threat to MJF at this point. It'll be Joe. Like, I don't know, unless they, like I said,
Joe, I'll be happy for him because WWE didn't give him the ball. AEW could.
They completely have lost. I haven't seen Wardlow on TV in like 4 months. I don't know what the hell happened there, Marcus. I don't know if you can tell me why he's not on TV, why he's not doing anything at all. It is a shame. He needs to go to WWE ASAP.
Okay, I remember. I actually had 2 guys in mind. One is no longer here. I said CM Punk at one time that he would get it back if they were to unify the 2 titles, unify the real championship and that belt. I had him as one, but he's gone now forever, so he's off the question. How about Ricky Starks?
But there's no
You have to build it for months.
Yeah, and they don't build stuff for months there.
Aren't they trying to make him a heel right now? Like, they got him with Big Bill now, so like.
And I don't even think he's going to be there. I don't think he's going to be there that long either in AEW. I think he's WWE bound too. I think when he's done, he's going. Yeah, I believe it.
I would love that, but we'll see.
Dude, he's like Cody's right-hand man, literally.
Yeah, you're right about that. It's like the Young Bucks and Hangman and Kenny.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that will do it for tonight. This was fun, even though I had a mishap and my fucking surprised my internet cooperated for the second half of me getting cut off. But
Hey, this was a good one. We got wrestling talk and we got the football game on. Hey, shit's just flowing tonight, man.
well, I got the football game on. I had to keep checking the game on my phone. It's 13-7 at the half, but we both picked the Eagles to win. So, but,
Justin Jefferson fumbled in the end zone.
Oh God.
Yep.
Making LSU look bad now. But this was fun. Of course, I will see you again next Wednesday when we talk SAT sports again. You'll be back.
Sir.
You'll be back with Dylan and Jordan next one of the 2 weeks, whenever while I'm gone. But I'll be back in October. Well, the day I come back will be the day we have our Fast Lane prediction show. So we'll probably talk about WrestleDream and No Mercy. But you never know. But real quick, thank you again for filling in for Dylan and Jordan. Where can we find you on social media?
Thank you for having me. The Real Freddy 85 on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook will be coming back soon. But yeah, just follow me on Twitter. That's where I'm most of my time at. That's where I reply to people, have conversations. Very active on there. So
I'm on Twitter at MarcusLee337. Follow the podcast on Twitter at WorldLeaPod. We're also on Facebook and Instagram and Threads if you still do that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch our live streams, powered by StreamYard, anytime on demand on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook page. Big thank you to our sponsor, 80s Tees. Go to 80stees.com, type in World Elite to get 30% off of your order. And again, free and available wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe, give us a 5-star rating and review from Spotify, Spreaker, Google Pod, Apple Pod, you name it. But thank y'all again. We hope you enjoy another good weekend of wrestling and football and hell, even baseball too. Thank you again, Freddie. See you next week.
Thank you for having me. Deuces, man. Have a good weekend.
Y'all kill it while I'm gone the next 2 weeks, but when I come back, it's going to be bigger and better. But thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you. Peace.